So we have here some of the whip around here. We're going to sort about the scores. Currently the games on right now and the games that already ended here for the day. Then we'll get into some of the games whip around. We have Iowa beat Minnesota 68-60. It was just that the first quarter by Iowa, so it was 18-7. Otherwise, it would have been even closer yet. Texas, number 4 Texas is up on number 24 Vanderbilt, 74-60. 77-60 now with 3:10 to go. Maryland up 60-50 on Oregon, with 7:07 in the fourth. In the first one, Portland 63-60 with 2:46 to go. Santa Clara up 9 with 29 seconds in the fourth. The Santa Clara wins. Pacific and Santa Clara will be 500 in the West Coast Conference. UC San Diego is going to improve to 11-12, 7-4 in Big West play, and UC Riverside is going to fall to 6-6, 10-12. The Beach has a 11-point deficit on UC Davis, 63-52 with 1:25 in the fourth, 8 seconds in the fourth. Montana is going to looks like they're going to improve to 10-12, 6-5 in Big Sky play, while Northern Colorado falls to 10-12, 3-8 in Big Sky play. Montana State, they're 20-2. Looks like they're going to improve to 21-2, 11-0 in Big Sky play. And Northern Arizona falls to 18-6, 9-2 in Big Sky play. Gonzaga 44-37 St. Mary's with 2:42 in third. After 3, East Washington 42-41 in Sacramento State. 26-22 Cal State Florida at Cal State North Virginia. 27-26 UC Santa Barbara on Cal State Bakersfield. 32-30 Idaho up on Portland State. We had Montana beat Northern Colorado 78-64. Number 2 South Carolina over Georgia 74-32. And 96-47 Notre Dame over Stanford. 8 Tennessee beats UConn 86-76. Number 6 LSU 71-60 over Missouri. Number 10 Duke 74-55 over Clemson. Oklahoma 66-56 over Ole Miss. 70-69 Georgia Tech drives over SMU. Louisville beats California 70-63. And then Florida State beats Virginia 101-68. Alabama beats Florida 84-66. Then we had Maine fell to NJT 78-61 57-56. 65-52 Big Ten Minnesota. Indiana 81-60 Rutgers. 58-50 Greensboro beats Chattanooga. 75-61 Little Rock over Southern Indiana. Mercer 76-16 over Chicago State Overton. 66-60 St. Francis P beats Wilmot Overton. 72-47 over Idaho or Secret. Merrimack 66-52 over Niagara. Iona beats Mountain St. Mary's in a good top. And you top of the you want to be in the top 4 in the Metro like Athletic Conference. And Merrimack, Mountain St. Mary's, Iona, Quinnipiac, and Fairfield are in the top. And Iona just got the big win over Mountain St. Mary's 62-60. 56 for Quinnipiac beats Canisius. 51-32 UNC beats New Hampshire. 48-43 New Albany had a slow start. They were 25-16. It was a low scoring first half for New Albany, but then 14-2 run gave New Albany a 29-27 lead at the third quarter. And New Albany wins 48-43. Tennessee Tech beats Southern Illinois University of Winslow 80-54. Tennessee Tech improves to 11-2 in conference play with a big win. That's a big win for Tennessee Tech because it keeps them near top of the conference, along with Lindenwood at 6, who went to UT Martin. Had a close with UT Martin, 62-59. So Lindenwood ends up being in UT. So there's the near top of the conference as well. Florida Gulf Coast beats Bellarmine 74-67. 76-65 Central Arkansas over Jackson. The Province beats DePaul 76-53. 73-60 Illinois over Northwestern. 48-33 Southern over Alabama State. Abilene Christian over Utah Tech. 84-66. So Southern stays in second in the Southern in the SWAC. Southland play. Southeastern Region gets a dominant win, especially in that third quarter 13-5, 13-8. They kept in the single digit scoring. That's really what helped them. 58-31. Southeastern had played their offense wasn't playing the best, but they played good defense. They showed up. They can win on the defensive end as well. And that's what you need, you know. You always win every game, like with good offense and good defense, or you know, or good. You might have to score a lot to win the game. Sometimes with both teams are shooting a lot of offense. Both teams are playing on defense. You might need to play games scoring a lot. So Association to prove that they can, despite their shot not falling, they can still be. I mean, Brando is a team that's 2-11. Southland now. Mr. Christian would still. Southeastern proved that they're a good top team. One of the top mid-majors and in the top team in Southland, so 13-0. Tennessee State beats Western Carolina 77-64. 65-48. Florida A&M beats Prairie Union. Mississippi Valley State 63-59 over Elkhorn. Jackson State 76-60 over Arkansas Pembroke. Texas Southern remains unbeaten this 10-0, and they get above 500 11-10. 64-57 win over Bethune-Cookman. 70-58. Alabama A&M is in a three-way tie for second now with Southern and Jackson State. Long Island beats Wagner 3 overtimes, just barely, 80-79. 68-60. CNN is in the top. It's in fourth now. Is it tied for third? We're in third and fourth now. It's 68-60. So Alna is right there, having to either play Mount St. Mary's or Siena. So, but I don't know. So you don't want to be in that fifth spot, because then you have to play a top team in the quarters, and you don't want that. You want to have to play a team for. You want to be in third, so that you can not play one of the top teams. Especially the teams that can beat you. And then you got Fairfield 12-0 in the Metro Athletic Conference, or 80-49 win over Marist. So Fairfield won the conference play 6-3, but they got 12-0 in Metro Athletic Conference play. So one of the unbeatens, there's still a handful of unbeaten teams in the conference play, and there's only one unbeaten in the country, UCLA. But there's a couple unbeatens in conference. There's a handful of unbeatens in the conference, and Fairfield's one. Robert Morris beats Milwaukee 58-52. 58-47. Green Bay stays a game behind Purdue for a win. Green Bay's 20-5. Now 20 wins. Another team 2 wins. 13-1 in Risley. 25 overall. 58-47 over Youngstown State. Purdue for a win. 75-46 over Oklahoma. Purdue for a win goes to 14-1 in Risley. 19-5 overall. They won the conference. Play 5-5. Eastern Kentucky beat Stetson 77-70. Queens beats Austin Peay 52-43. 65-52. Auburn goes above 500, and Texas A&M now is under 500 by 2 games. They're both 3-7 SC. East Texas A&M beats Big Meats 67-51. UT Arlington stays behind in Grand Canyon with an 85-83 over Utah Valley. 77-55 win. Mississippi State over Arkansas. Steve Foster Nate is going to try to go 20 wins. The next game on Saturday, as they beat UT Rio Grande Valley 87-67, 68-60 Northwestern Nichols. Incarnate Ward beats North 71-60. Liberty gets upset by Louisiana Tech on the road 67-6. Louisiana Tech's at home, and Liberty was on the road, and they were trying to beat Louisiana Tech, which they had a good shot to. Just they had 12-point fourth quarter, and that's really what hurt. And Louisiana Tech scored 23, made it almost doubled up on them. So Liberty gets upset, and they win 67-66. Western Kentucky 78-57 over Kennesaw State. Middle Tennessee now is a game ahead of. They had the tiebreaker with Liberty due to Liberty winning, but now due to Liberty losing. Liberty losing Middle Tennessee. They had the tiebreaker. Well, Liberty lost another one. Louisiana Tech, the second one, Louisiana Tech in conference play. Middle Tennessee is now a game ahead themselves. Okay, so we have Sam Houston. They beat Florida Nationals 66-54. Michigan beats Nebraska. Michigan had a dominating start in that first half, 42-21, and then when Michigan, Nebraska ended up finding some things that worked for them, but Michigan didn't put their bench a little bit too, I believe, probably would. In Michigan, 78-60 over Nebraska. Tarleton State beats winless in conference CIU. They only got 5 points in that second and 8 in that third. So that's really what hurts CIU, not to be able to score a lot. And Tarleton improves to 6-3 luck, 15-9 overall. Or Roberts beat South Dakota 88-62. Roberts is in near the top in the Summit League. And they're trying for 20 wins this season, which they could pretty easily do. And in that third quarter, they really got the separation at third quarter. They got second half, third quarter. And then Lamar beats Texas A&M Corpus Christi 68-57. California Baptist 69-66 over Utah, 72-48. San Francisco over Pepperdine. So it's gonna be a tough West Coast Conference. Like any team can beat anyone. You know, so it's gonna be like you can play the best and who has the easiest path there. You know, to winning the tournament. We'll see. Oregon State beats Louisville about 66 minutes, so it's going to be fairly tough in test. And then we have some other games that ended. Texas, they beat Vanderbilt. Number 4, Texas beats number 2 for Vanderbilt, 87-66, 16-58. St. Clair beats Pacific, 72 for UC San Diego or UC Irvine, 71-57 UC Israel Beach State, 70-64 Montana over Norcross, 73-66. So Montana State improves to 11-0 on Big Sky play, and 21-2 overall. So a really, really solid team that Montana State is in the mid-majors. In number 16, Maryland, they beat Oregon in the FS1 Women's Basketball Showcase game in the Big Ten tonight, 70-61. Portland, they end up beating San Diego right now, 66-64, 54-48. Gonzaga over St. Mary's. Eastern Washington is up 57-44 in Sacramento State with 4-3 to go. We have Cal State Northridge down 6 to Fullerton, 32-26, 33-29. Barber up on Bakersfield, and Idaho up on Portland State, 44-32. So let's go to Portland at San Diego here. See if San Diego can force overtime against Portland here. Nope. That will do it. Oh, so that was over. 66-64. San Diego follows by 2 to Portland. Oh, what a game. Portland improves to 21-3. 10-3 in West Coast Conference play, so they're right at the top of West Coast Conference play. They got their first loss in West Coast Conference play. They were unbeaten in West Coast Conference play for a couple of games, and they lost a couple in a row. But now they've gone back, and been pretty solid in West Coast Conference play. Portland always one of those teams that even if they don't, Portland, like you got Gonzaga, you got a few top teams that'll still make it to conference tournament or postseason tournaments regardless of, like if they win their conference tournament. And one of them is like Portland, so I mean they probably should make it in the conference tournament or the NCAAs anyways, but you never know though. I mean, there are some mid-majors though that aren't even making like the A10 mid-majors, so usually the West Coast Conference is usually a team that has a couple of solid top teams, you know, that could be either or. A couple bid league or something, but not this year. Even like George Mason, St. Joseph. So Portland could be on the edge of that, but they're the automatic. They're like in the automatic qualifier round, though. So we'll see though. We have we'll send you to now. Now we have a timeout at Gonzaga in St. Mary's in East Russian and Sacramento's team. We have a timeout in Fullerton. So I guess the only game we have is Idaho up 5 on Portland State with a minute 50 to go. We'll take you all the way through most of these games. Until the 11:59 Eastern game, the midnight Eastern game, which is the 7 p.m. Hawaiian time game. As Hawaii is a couple hours behind California time. And they always say 59 after, so it plays on that same day. It's Eastern time, but they do an exception over teams like Alaska and like Hawaii and stuff like that because of that. And if you're playing games like West Coast games, like maybe for TV purposes. Like I remember there used to be like games, like I don't know if they do that anymore, but they had them where there's games in like ESPN2, I think it was before like ESPN Plus was like really a thing, really a big thing, or maybe it was like, I think it was before like ESPN Plus was really popular, and they had the games in ESPN3. They would have like men's basketball games in like ESPN2, ESPNU, like at like 9 Pacific time, like midnight Eastern on ESPN2 or ESPNU or something like that. So it's kind of like it's kind of what that is. So they're having it because it's in Hawaii, and if like you have Alaska team, like no, there's no Alaska teams in Division 1 in like men's or women's basketball, and so that's just hockey, but. And even so for those teams, that play, or if you, like sometimes you might have like the exceptions. You have games go like after midnight or like certain early on. I mean, NCAA tournament games like softball or baseball because of like the weather delays. And then you have games that go along like stuff like that. So we're typically though in like sports like sports like these, basketball. Usually though they don't have like the games go on super late. They might just storm like that, like earlier, like even if you have a multi-team events or tournament. On one state, usually if there's a lot of games going on one day, it might just start like noon Eastern, which typically is like the earliest games start at. Like noon Eastern is typically, the earliest time for the games to start, usually. Sometimes they do have like 11 a.m. games, Eastern games. But, usually that's like the early games are usually for tournaments, so there's multiple teams at one. Site, like maybe they have like 4 games at one site, play the same day. So you can all play it the same day.
Sacramento State as of late has won the fourth quarter. 5 of their last 7 games they've won the fourth, tied in 1. They only lost 1 other quarter. Well, this will just be the second fourth quarter loss at this point, unless a dramatic comeback happens. 3-pointer by Falk, nothing but net. Hornets call timeout. 9th 3 hit by Sacramento State in this game.
And Sacramento State, they have a chance still. They're down 14. It's going to take a little bit for them to come back. Sacramento State is 65-51. You can't get them out, but
turnovers. Under 2 minutes to play now. Sacramento State in a full court press, and they quickly get it to Pettis. Let's see if the Hornets start fouling here. They're trailing by 14. Double team on Howard. Quick pass down low to Grossman. Outlet pass. Eggers launches a three. No good. Rebounded by Martin. 90 seconds remain. Versteeg, quick pass, too strong for Taylor. And you can sense that this losing streak now is going to reach 4 for Sacramento State. The longest homestand of the season. Now a foul from behind, just the second foul on the Hornets here in the fourth. That's on Falk, her third. As Gray returns for the Hornets, Harvey back in for the Eagles. Stay tuned for the post-game show where we'll have the highlights of the game and the final stats. Also, we'll go over scores and the upcoming schedules for both teams. As Martin knocks that ball out, Gemma Amor into the game for the first time tonight for the Hornets, the 5'4" freshman out of Ballarat, Victoria, Australia. Sophia Lee will sit. So the Hornets have played all 11 players dressed tonight now. Oh, ball was almost poked away by Versteeg, and a timeout called by the Eagles.
Timeout called by East Washington Eagles. So, it looks like Sacramento State is going to fall in this one. East Washington's going to go to 8-15. Sacramento State's going to go to 10-13, I believe. So, yeah, so 10-13, 3-7 in Big Sky. Well, Sacramento, East Washington goes to 8-15, 3 or 4-7 in Big Sky play. And now it looks like Gonzaga is going to creep ahead of Portland by 1 game. Portland is not the qualifier for long. Early though. So actually, are they 10-2? No, they're 10-3. So they didn't make up their game with Pepperdine. They were like at 10-2 or 2 losses. They were at 3 losses, but they had 1 less game played. But I believe though they have made up their game. Unless they haven't made up their game for Brand. I thought they did. Maybe they haven't. No, they haven't made up their game at Pepperdine yet. It was on the let's play on the 10th now, so on Monday. So but they did play Pepperdine though, so I was right in saying that they did but they just haven't technically technically though they haven't played, whatever. And then we have 1:51 in the fourth. Now we'll show you the rest of Gonzaga St. Mary's. Gonzaga